Hi, I'm Angela Kelman, and welcome to the Café Brasilia Casa Do Samba sessions. Describe Casa Do Samba in 3 words. Well, I got to give you a little preface first, because Casa Do Samba was a follow-up album to Café Brasilia, and Café Brasilia was bossa nova, and we wanted to do the same thing with pop music, but make it more upbeat in samba feel. So the first word would be samba, the second word would be sexy, and the third word would be Swiffer, because you can put it on and Swiffer your house. It's really good house cleaning music. You originally recorded Casa Do Samba in 2007. How do you feel when you listen to it in 2024? Well, I love it more than I did in 2007. Life was very busy in 2007. I had my son in the early 2000s, and I was full on being a mom. And I really needed to be artistic as well, and so I was lucky enough to record Casa Do Samba in 2007, and when I hear it, to me it's timeless. It is just, it is music from the soundtrack of my life and many people's lives, and it just is an upbeat, feel-good, sexy samba kind of thing. So I encourage you to listen. Do you have a favorite song from this album? Wow. That is always such a hard thing to answer. There's quite a few on this album that I like, but if I were to narrow it down, I think that I'm going to give you maybe my top 3. And my first choice would be I Believe, which was a cover of a Chilliwack song that I remember hearing on AM radio in the 70s and falling in love with. And I just think that Bill Henderson and Chilliwack were just one of the greatest Canadian bands ever. They're still touring, by the way, so they still are one of the greatest Canadian bands ever. But for me, it did 2 things. It paid homage to a great band that I loved, and it took me back to my teen years when it was recorded, and it's just my favorite on the album. I think I have to say that Rock With You by Michael Jackson is also a favorite in the top 3, and You Are by Lionel Richie, the amazing Lionel Richie. So it's really an awesome thing when you take a well-written song and you put it to a new groove, and all 3 of those songs became samba feel songs, and they work so well, and they're such a joy to perform. What do you want the listener to take away from this album? Oh, that's such a good question. The whole purpose of recording and performing for me was to make people feel something. So we live in a very frantic world sometimes, and what I want people to take away when they listen to Casa Do Samba is I want them to have a smile on their face and in their heart, because the songs are all incredibly written, and I want them to appreciate the artistry that went into making the songs. I have the best producer for this style of music, Alan Roger. He was my partner on this. Best players that just bring out all the emotion of the songs, and I hope that I get to touch you from a singer to a listener and really have you feel something and make your day a lot better. Ooh. Why did you choose bossa nova style? That is a great question too. So my partner in crime, my musical partner in crime, Alan Roger, he goes through phases. So at the time he was listening to Jobim a lot, who is a famous bossa nova artist. And he said, kid, you're going to make a bossa nova record. I really was struggling, having just come out of Farmer's Daughter or on my way out. And as great of an experience as Farmer's Daughter was, being part of a trio, I kind of lost my own identity. And so when Alan said, you're going to record a bossa nova album and we're going to do pop songs. Well, I love pop music from the 30s, the 20s, the 30s, right up to today's music. And that really intrigued me. And then he started playing me examples of what we would do with some of our favorite pop songs, and I fell in love with each and every one of them. And bossa nova is a type of groove that you cannot help but move to. Your bum starts wiggling and you just feel good, and so I was so thrilled when he proposed that we do the bossa nova style, because it just puts a smile on everyone's face. What inspired you to do Casa Do Samba? Well, that is the next chapter of Café Brasilia. I think that, again, we knew that we kind of found something that we both really enjoyed recording, Alan, Roger, and I. And about 7 years after we did Café Brasilia, he came to me and said, I think we should do a salsa samba album. And I said, okay, because I always say okay to Al, because he has great ideas, and we end up creating really great things together. And this one was going to be a little less loungy and a little bit more upbeat and dancey. And I described Café Brasilia and Casa Do Samba. Café Brasilia is Sunday morning coffee drinking music, and Casa Do Samba is crank it up and Swiffer your house. That's what it makes you want to do. Dance, and you might as well clean your house at the same time. I'm Angela Kelman. Thank you so much for watching Café Brasilia Casa Do Samba Sessions.